Drama Bonded.
Welcome to our podcast. I'm Jess.
I'm Mandy.
And we are Drama Bonded. And boy, oh boy, do we have a lot to talk about today.
Yeah, we do.
Bachelor in Paradise gave and gave and gave.
And gave.
Oh my God. Okay, but before we get into Bachelor in Paradise, Big Brother, and some Valley news, what's up? Anything good?
Let's see. Men still suck, and
Not surprising.
you guys, I was listening to a podcast episode titled Dating in 2025 is like a war crime. And I think it's true. Oh God. It's just really rough and discouraging out there. We could do a whole podcast episode on the travesty that is my dating life. But
Only if you want.
Aside from that, everything's fine.
Well, good. Not great about the dating. That's a real bummer. But
What about you?
I mean, I feel like my life is sort of barreling out of control, but that's fine. The parts that I can be in control of, I feel good about. My little bit of good today is I took my dog swimming at a pool and he was really cute. And despite being old, he was like really happy to just be getting in and out of the pool, chasing toys and shaking off on both Saul and I. And I could not have loved it more. So just gonna take that with me for the rest of the week.
That's a great happy thing.
Yeah, I love him. I'm that person now who apparently takes their dog to a swimming pool, but that's okay.
I think it's great. Even our dogs need low impact exercise, okay? And swimming is great.
It is great. And he doesn't care if other dogs have peed in the pool, so he's not stressed about it. So I love it for him.
Oh.
All right. We actually have a legit candy review.
Yeah, we do.
Candy reviews with Mandy and Jess.
I was singing that song the other day and I'm like, where's that from? I'm like, oh my God, it's our candy song. Duh. But yeah, I think I probably chant that to myself every time I'm about to eat candy, including this candy, which is the Sweet Tart Halo gummies.
Oh my gosh, they're so good.
So good. They don't really taste like sweet tarts, but it doesn't matter because texturally they're really fantastic. They're the right amount of like sweet and tart and kind of marshmallowy.
So are the flavors, is it a strawberry and cream?
And
so half of it is strawberries and cream, and then the other half of it is like a tart blue raspberry?
yes. And I feel like both of those flavors come through.
Yeah, I think the texture is amazing. I think it's a really good combination of sweet and a little bit of tangy. They're definitely not sour.
No, but yeah, I don't know. As far as like kind of they're not, you're right. They're not, they are, yeah, I don't know. What do you call that with like the citric acid on it? Like for that kind of gummy, they're phenomenal. Like some of the best I've had.
Yeah, I would give it 4 out of 5 stars.
Totes. It's a good one.
Snag a bag.
Definitely. All right. I am really, really excited to talk about Bachelor in Paradise.
Well, we have to go all the way back to the men dressing up as birds for the bird mating ritual.
Yeah. I loved it. It was so cringe.
It was so cringe. But I loved each guy's interpretation, and I liked their mating call, and I liked their cringy dance moves, and I liked their makeup. I don't know. I just felt like everyone was kind of into it, and so I was into it.
Yeah, it felt like it's always fun to see people feeling comfortable enough to like be silly and go all in on something absurd like dressing up like a bird and doing a mating call. That's unhinged, but it was amazing. It was such good television.
And then we also got a new player, Alicia.
Yeah. What do you think?
I didn't even remember her from Grant's season.
I didn't either. And then actually what reminded me that it was her was that really bad dress belt situation.
Oh. okay. Okay.
And I feel bad
Yeah.
that that's how I remember her, but
Well,
make better choices.
I just kind of wonder why she's who we're getting on the beach. Is like, is there no one else more memorable or notable that we could get to come into the game at this point?
I guess not.
I just feel like it would be great to have, in Love Island terms, a better bombshell to really stir things up. That being said, I guess she is stirring things up with the Dale and Cat thing, but
Yeah, and I didn't love that. I don't know. That felt we either I don't even know what to think about all of that. That was such a weird fling with Dale that made no sense to me.
I mean, it was kind of predictable. It sucks that earlier in the day, well, at least how it was edited, Kat and Dale were having that conversation, and Kat asks him, "Would you be open to going on dates?" And I feel like he kind of doesn't really answer the question. He kind of skirts around it, where he's like, "You're my priority," but he also won't just say the words like, "No, I'm not going to go on any dates."
Oh, yeah, it's sleazy behavior. I
Yeah.
either they're frankenbitting it or Kat is kind of oblivious, unaware, in denial. I don't know, but like, girl, read the room. It's sketchy as fuck.
Yeah.
He won't just say the words.
Well, and I think we're about to see similar behavior from Jeremy, but unfortunately, when you're really into a guy, I think we tend to just hear what we want to hear.
Oh yeah,
And
you
so
can justify it, right? Like you've got a story.
he obviously said enough that made her feel secure,
Yep.
but
Oh, good luck, Kat. Birds were very fun. I really love the birds.
and
um,
the birds part is kind of when we start to see the Jill
I know.
pieces.
You and I talked about this, but like I feel like the show does such a good job of attracting, maybe not such a good job. I don't even want to give it that much credit. There's a more well-rounded background of women in the show. I think because more women are interested, and the show tends to skew very conservative when it comes to the men. And I just don't get the sense that Jill was ever going to find her person in Bachelor Nation.
No, I can't really think of anyone that I would pair her up with from Bachelor Nation. Not saying that she wouldn't be compatible with anyone, but
They just don't seem like she's kind of she's on a different level. I don't
she
know.
has a big personality. She's authentic. She's a little quirky and unique.
Right, she's not
She's not
somebody.
afraid to just be herself.
Yes, she's very much fine being a weirdo and is very comfortable and confident in that. But that is not the typical woman that these guys go for.
That is true. Yeah, and so in the bird scene, Sean pulls April
I
down and does like a body shot off of her. And Jill's like, that's not me.
know, poor Jill. Poor
And then
Jill.
I think once Alicia comes on, and she sees Sean's kind of reaction to that, she just knows the writing is on the wall. And I think she kind of has a little bit of an emotional come apart.
Oh yeah. And I get it. It would suck to feel unchosen like time and time again.
Oh yeah.
And
And she said,
especially in like honestly a disrespectful way. I wish Sean I wish any man could just be upfront about that. Like that seems so hard and like you don't want to hurt somebody's feelings or it's uncomfortable to just have the conversation, but like have the conversation. Just be
yeah,
honest. Jesus, like women, well, they're going to, Jill would have been fine. She's going to be okay. But it sucks to not have that level of respect where people feel like where she was feeling like they were never going to say it. She had to be the one to call it out.
yeah. And she doesn't want to feel like someone's default choice. She
Ew,
wants to,
no,
yeah. And she knows that that's what it was.
totally. So while I'm not surprised that she's gone, I am sad because I do think Jill makes for very fun TV.
Oh, yeah.
But yeah, this was not her place.
So, something else we need to talk about is while they're prepping for the bird, what is it called? What, I don't know. Was it a bird challenge? I don't know what it was.
It was just,
Anyways,
I think Jesse just called it like birds of paradise. But yeah, anyway, the bird challenge.
Jer- Jeremy and Brian are getting ready,
Oh my
and
God.
Jeremy is just kind of casually recounting to Brian that he regrets the whole Susie thing and that he called Susie. And even though it was a joke, he did say, like, yeah, if Susie was here, I would propose to her tomorrow.
I'm sorry. I honestly, like, he's playing it off. I mean, I know he's joking, but at the same time, it did not come off as a joke. Like, that's not sort of like it's very tongue in cheek, but he was so into Susie, and it's fucked that he led Bailey on the way that he has.
And didn't he also start this off by saying something like, I don't really want to win this challenge with Bailey?
Yes. Like, he spends, it's not just that he's like saying things about Susie, he's also low key, just very clearly not interested in being with Bailey. You know, those offhanded comments, the just sort of just the, I don't know quite what the word that I'm looking for is, but he just seems so casual about it, just like flippant.
Yeah.
And she's not somebody
So,
you're flippant over. She's head over heels for you, obviously. Ugh.
yeah, well, then they edit it showing Bailey telling Alex maybe that she would get engaged in paradise and that her feelings are really strong.
Yes. And listen, I I know this is jumping ahead a little bit, but I am the the way that this has played out has like fundamentally changed the way that I see half of the people on this season.
I agree.
Like, I can't unsee it now, and fuck all of them for making me team Brian, because honestly, fuck that guy too. But here we are. Brian's right.
I
That
agree.
hurts my soul to say it because,
I agree.
ugh, ugh. But Brian is right. And it is so colossally fucked that everybody else is like, it wasn't our place. And now Brian's the bad guy, not Jeremy. Are we kidding me? Like, stop.
Okay, let's rewind.
Yeah. How did we get here?
Okay, I'm curious. So we're gonna get there, but I'm curious to know what are your feelings on Kim and Faith?
I feel the ick towards Kim always.
I do too. Yes.
Ugh. And I kind of do. I don't know. I don't know. Kathy wasn't wrong.
Okay, here's the thing is Kathy seems to think that Faith is just like putting up with it. And
I think Faith is into it.
I was gonna say, I'm getting a read that she's into it.
Totally. I think she is into it. And I don't know what I think. Kim is the problem, was like the embodiment of what is the problem with men like this, of just like being, just wanting any woman will do. But it does seem like they have a connection. Like,
I was gonna say, I
genuinely,
think
like this
Faith,
actually does seem like Kim and Faith are like making it work and do seem to be like a cute couple despite all of it.
I think Faith makes him less ick.
I think so too. Well, because she's into it. It's wild, the difference of consent, you know, like
Eh,
wanting it versus not wanting it. Like, so it does, in that sense, sort of seem like he is better, but I don't, that's a low bar.
I guess I'm a little surprised because Faith is kind of a badass in my mind. She's like the strong, independent, like cowgirl that doesn't put up with shit.
I know. And then there's
And
dweeby, icky Kim, Captain Kim.
yeah, and I don't know if he's just like his softness kind of contrasts her hardness in a way that they just balance each
Oh,
other out really well.
that's actually a
And
really
like,
good point of like, I can see that angle of it, of just like wanting somebody like, it probably does feel nice to be doted on and for her to feel in a space where she can let that happen.
Yeah, I don't know. I was just like,
Well,
I'm kind of believing that they're into each other.
oh, I definitely think they're into each other. I don't know if it'll last. I always hope it does. I honestly do not want, well, I mean, I guess Jeremy and Bailey, I want to crash and burn. Please do not let them be together. But for the most part, like I want good things for people. If it's working, it's working. You hope they have found love. So
No.
it'll be interesting to see. I do think that at least for the duration of this show, like I think they're into it and that's good for them.
Yeah.
Or wait, did they go home? No, they went home. But not yet. We're not there yet.
We're not there yet.
Okay. Working backwards.
But maybe they'll have a relationship outside of paradise, I don't know. We'll see.
Yeah. Actually, we could look them up now.
Okay, so the first challenge for the money was the poker chip challenge.
Oh my God, the poker chip challenge.
Which I actually thought this was kind of a fun game.
So fun. Wild to me the way that people gamble.
Well, has Gary ever gambled before? Or should I call him Big G? I think that's what he was referring to himself as.
Oh, good Lord.
I think Big G's ego has skyrocketed in paradise when, there's 6 women and 3 men, and one of the men is Kim. Gary's just feeling
He's a hot
like
commodity.
he's king of the mountain.
Absolutely. Well,
And so
yeah, he's been the most successful.
I think Big G's ego made that bet without thinking it through. And then that decision basically sent them home.
Yeah. I can't believe people. That was a very, very fun challenge. I'm always so surprised by people's answers. And I know I shouldn't be, because what stuck out to me was like Parisa's, $56,000 wedding. And I had messaged that to you and you're like, no, that's right. And like, you're right. That actually, I just live in such like this bubble of like, I would never, but of course I wouldn't. I'm not. Yeah. So it was very telling of like more insight into who these guys are.
Well, I was kind of surprised that Gary thought that Leslie wanted to have sex more than 4 times a week. Like, you know what? If I'm in my mid-60s and I'm having sex 4 times a week, like, damn, I'm doing something right. But
Hell yeah. But like, it's not, I wouldn't have bet that way. You know? Oh, damn, Gary. Yeah, I also kind of like, I don't know. I don't like that Bailey and Jeremy won it, but I do kind of like that it does put this gamified pressure on the contestants to like now vote each other off.
Yeah, it's creating different conversations. It's kind of organically creating alliances. It's twisting the environment and making a new layer, which is creating new interest for the show.
Yeah, I've been wondering, and I don't know my full thoughts on this, but like, it seems like nobody knew when they signed on for the show or came on that format had changed or that it was going to have money involved. And I mean, don't get me wrong, $500,000 suddenly is like on the table and you've got like what, a 1 in however many people chance of getting it. That's way better than most people's odds at getting $500,000. However, I do wonder though if it like, for anybody who came on the show, like really kind of hoping to establish a connection, if this in a way like throws a monkey wrench in that like doesn't feel good, because now you've got like Leah and oh my God, Jonathan, who are like pairing up and are just going to play this game for the sake of the money. And I also think you've got like Brian and Jeremy, who are also now far more invested in the money than they are their partners. And it just feels like, I don't know if people agreed to that. And I just wonder like how they feel about this suddenly gamified version of it all.
That's interesting because after this, if they hypothetically keep doing the show, people will go on the show knowing that there is money involved.
Yeah. And
And
I just wonder like how this is impacting relationships in a way that like doesn't feel like the best to me, only from a standpoint of consent. Like, yeah, next year's contestants, whatever happens, here for it. But like this year, I'm kind of like, oh, I don't know. Poor Bailey.
well, I guess like ultimately, if they wanted to leave, they could just leave.
That's a really good point. Yeah, there it is. So, however, I do think it is really interesting the gamified version of it. It's been fun.
No, it's changing dynamics for sure. And it is nice just to not watch couples drink on the beach all day.
Right. Or go on like cheap, shitty dates and not be the majority of an episode.
Yeah.
So we're definitely getting content. I still cannot get over the question of how much Hannah Brown is making because, man, her appearances are just so sporadic and make no sense. Her and Wells had to go announce that Jesse was going to host a competition. Like, what? I don't understand why these people are here.
Well, I mean, Wells is at least doing something.
Yes. Making the drinks.
I don't know what Hannah Brown is doing.
So
she probably
wild.
got paid like $100,000.
Do you think?
Oh, yeah.
Damn. That's wild.
I know. I want that gig.
To be in like, so far, how many minutes do you think she's been on her screen? 7? 8?
If that.
Yeah. The last thing I remember seeing her do was she helped with the water aerobics instruction. But that's it. So, okay.
So, I wanted to ask you your thoughts on the Jonathan and Leia. Leia.
Yeah. I wish Jonathan would just not be so fucking like sneaky. Just
Two-faced?
Yes, just like be honest. God, the bar is so low. You know, just if Jonathan could have just been like, "Hey, I don't really see this as being more than friends." And they finally got there, right? Like if he had just been honest and not shitty, Leia would have like I think responded so much differently and they could have established this alliance previously and been in an even better spot.
Totally.
So I don't know. I'm excited because I do love that they have now paired up as the evil platonic couple and that they're going to try and win it. That's fun.
Yeah, that is fun.
So I just wish Jonathan hadn't been so stupid before. He is not to be trusted. That man has not learned any lessons.
Yeah, because this is what, the third woman this has now happened with? Maybe the second? I don't know. But it seems like he thinks he's doing the women a favor by not being a friend.
Yes.
But it's actually for his own preservation.
Ew, I think you just hit the nail on the head. That's exactly what it is. It is that like, I'm doing it for you, but it's not for them. It's for him. And he does not have any awareness around that. And he's smug about it.
Oh, yeah.
Like he's really doing them all a solid. Yeah.
No, that's the worst part.
Leia was not wrong to be sassy with him. And I'm glad that she like did not give an inch on that.
Oh, me too.
I didn't love Leia. What season was she in? Was it Grant's? Joey's? It was Joey's. I hated the way production set her up with that card, but then she just sort of showed her whole ass later in the season anyway, like without production meddling in any of it. But like, this is a little bit of a redemption of like, okay, I see you.
Agree.
You're like, you're not taking shit and you're doing it in like a great way. Like she is just so calm, cool, collected. She knows what she deserves. She knows this is bullshit. And she's just calmly stating everything to him. You're an idiot.
Yeah, and he is.
Such an idiot. Yeah. But I don't know. I'm more hopeful for her, I guess, than I am him, but That's pretty fun. What do you make of Brian being so hot and cold with Barisa?
I think Brian is not really that into her, and that he is, well, I think he was into her at first. So I do want to say that. Like, I don't think he's always just not been into her. I feel like something switched up and his attitude and energy towards her is very different.
Yeah.
I think he has gaslit her a couple times by making her feel like whatever's going on between them that isn't working is her fault by being too complimentary and coming on too
Or
strong. And
asking
honestly, just,
questions.
yeah, or wanting to do like connect emotionally when they were in the suite. When she's like, yeah, we're gonna like have some deep talks and all this stuff. And then he immediately is kind of like straight arming her. And I don't know. I just feel like he's putting her in this situation where he's making her feel like she's the problem, and it's making her feel a little crazy and desperate.
Mm-hmm.
And like she's trying to bend and bend and bend to like appease him and make this work because one, I think she really did have strong feelings for him, but now, they're locked in, and if they don't work out, they're both going home. There's no option.
Right. You're out. You're not. Yeah. Hmm.
So it's kind of a hard situation to watch, to be honest, because I really do like Parisa, and I'm a little bummed that she's unfortunately seemingly being so obviously manipulated.
Yeah. I hope she's okay watching this back. I always feel for these people like after the fact. Cause man, it's one thing to be in it and dumb on the dick, and then another to like see all of it.
Well, and I was listening to Andrew Spencer on Nick Viall's podcast, and he was talking about, because I think Nick asked Brian if the cast was seeing like what we're seeing as far as the way that Brian is treating Parisa. And Andrew said it, he was like, yeah, we all saw it. And apparently this didn't get the edit, but Andrew actually called Brian out for the way he was treating Parisa, and it didn't make the edit.
Gross. It should have made the edit.
I know.
I hate that.
There's a lot of things that aren't making the edit, apparently. Like, we can talk about what didn't make the edit on Big Brother, but
Oh, yeah, we can.
but yeah, I don't know. It's just interesting. I don't understand why production protects people sometimes.
I don't really
But
either. I don't know. Like, it doesn't make a whole lot of sense, but it does feel like it's always the worst people that they're protecting. And they're more than happy to like let women feel really, or like look really stupid
yeah.
and not have that same level of defense.
So at least that's my read on the Parisa and Brian thing. And I don't really know if it, like, I don't see it getting better. I don't see them getting stronger.
Oh no, me neither. I'm really cringing, and I guess part of the reason why I've been thinking about like the consent of the structure of the show is like with Bailey and Parisa in mind, because I do think that they are the two positioned the worst as a result of the gamification of it. I think they've got really sleazy guys who are now clearly just in it for the money.
Yeah, and it's hard to know, I guess you could argue, oh, if the show stayed the same and new women came in on the beach, then maybe these women would see these men's true colors,
Mm-hmm.
But on the other side of it, I don't know. It's like I feel like they're kind of showing their true colors, and these women are just not are like choosing not to see it.
Totally. I mean, if Parisa, like if that had been called out, I mean, and yeah, similar with Kat, it does, oh man, it sucks to like people who do not respect and like you back.
Preaching to the goddamn choir.
Ugh, I hate it. I can't remember all of last episode all that well. It's a little bit of a blur because I watched this week's episode today, so that one's on the most fresh of my mind. So what went down in last week's episode? Anything that we need to cover specifically?
Well, Gary and Leslie went home.
That's right. Yep. Because Gary can't gamble. Oh, right. That was the episode where they did the gambling and then
Yeah,
Jeremy got like a ego power trip over his ability to have sway in who stays and who goes.
which I think showed us a lot about Jeremy.
So much about Jeremy.
And also even more about how compassionate and empathetic Bailey is.
Oh, Bailey really struggled with that. And man, yeah, that's a brutal, brutal thing to win.
And I think that's another reason why I'm believing in the Kim and Faith thing is Bailey was like, you guys pulling us aside to talk just really convinced me of your love story and all this stuff.
Yeah, Bailey's not
like,
getting the ick from
damn.
Kim. So, maybe there's something we are missing.
Yeah. And then Alicia and Sean went on a date that was kind of awkward.
Sean has no chemistry with anybody. He is a guy
That
who
is
gets
true.
along with his guy friends. And I don't think
But
he's gay,
also-
but he just loves the bros. And I don't think he really likes women all that much. Like, my opinion.
But also the way he was talking himself up to her. Oh my gosh, that honestly, that was ickier to me than anything Kim's done.
Oh, yeah. Sean has always been, he is a boat guy.
Like him being like, I got my strength from my dad, but I got my sensitivity and empathy from my mom.
Meh.
And she's like, wow, you think really highly of yourself.
Oh my God. Oh my God. Sean is, I despise Sean. I'm really glad that Jill did not stick around for that and that
Ooh.
Alicia came in and just like made it clear where things are. So
I think we can just get to this week's episode and let's talk about the challenge.
yeah, do you want to answer some of those questions?
Yeah, let's
I thought
do
that
it.
was kind of fun. I don't remember. I do know that Bachelor in Paradise is a little raunchier than the show, but like I kind of appreciate that it feels like this season because of the games or the challenges, it's kind of forcing everybody to be more candid, which is interesting.
Oh, totally.
Right? Like I'm kind of here for like these are good compatibility things to be talking about. So,
yeah, it is. And at the end, I do want to kind of touch on that.
Warning.
okay. These may not be kid appropriate. I know our whole podcast isn't because I'm over here dropping the F-bomb, but just like we're going to talk
If
about
you have
sex.
children in the car, pause.
Yeah. Sorry. Okay. What is your favorite role-playing characters in the bedroom?
I feel like I have so many. I don't know. I would say that instinctually, I was going to like student teacher.
Okay, yeah, naughty. I respect it.
What's yours?
Oh my God. I apologize. I know this is not a fun answer. I'm not necessarily into like power dynamics. My thing is like two total strangers.
Ooh, okay.
Just like no holds bar, just sexual chemistry.
Ooh,
What do we got?
That's hot.
Yeah.
I love that.
So that's, yeah, I know maybe not the most fun, but
Like eye contact at a bar.
yeah. Let's go to the bathroom.
Yeah.
I don't
Ooh,
know.
That's great.
Thanks. Best time of day to have sex.
I had to really think about this one. I would say early evening.
Okay. I see that. It's morning
like-
for me.
Oh, really? Morning? Yeah, I'm not a morning sex person, but I'm also not a late night sex person. So it's like if we can just like be in and be lazy, it's like I want to have sex before we have dinner.
Ooh, I like it. Because you've got incentive to like get back out of bed and do things.
Yeah, and then you can like relax and watch a movie and go to sleep and not worry about eating too much.
Yeah, you're going to sleep well.
Yeah.
I see it.
And then I have enough energy for it to be like a long session, have fun, enjoy the foreplay.
Ooh, yeah. Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. That's a great time. I love
That would
it.
be my ideal time.
I love it. How do you recharge after a long day?
I mean, aside from working out, I would say bathtub with a cocktail, candles, Epsom salts, reality TV.
Oh, yeah. That sounds really good.
glass of wine, or I already said a cocktail, maybe both.
Double fist it, girl.
What about you?
It's kind of like a toss up between bed rotting and a drink and watching something funny with Saul. Like, I don't know, levity. But
Yeah,
my
like
bed,
Bob's Burgers or something.
yeah. Or like we have been watching stupid comedies. So like I guess not stupid comedies. Like Futurama. Yeah, I guess that's essentially Bob's Burgers. I view Bob's a little higher than Futurama. I don't know.
Okay,
Nobody come
I
at me for that.
respect
I don't
it.
know that that's actually a good take, but that's my take. But yeah, I also just love like crawling into bed. And that can be really decadent to do at like, 4:45. So,
Oh yeah.
but drinks are more fun. So, yeah.
I
Oh,
took a nap yesterday.
you
Um,
never take naps.
I don't think I actually fell asleep, but I just like laid in bed for like an hour and a half, and it was after work. But I was laying down, and my dog Rook just kept coming in and out of my room, like, "Hello, what are you doing? We
Rook's
don't go to bed
panicked.
right now." Like she was so perplexed because I
Poor
am
Rook.
not.
She's just like, what is happening?
Yeah, I'm just not a bed rotter. And she was concerned about, I think, her evening. Like, if you're already in bed, that means I'm not getting walked, I'm not getting dinner. Like, I think
Oh
she was a
no,
little stressed out.
poor Rook. That's so funny. Yeah, she would be worried about that. And whereas Chewie's the exact opposite. Like, if I'm not in bed, he's like, what are we doing? I love that our dogs are very good representations of who we are as people.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Okay.
Anyways, okay, what's the next one?
The next one. This is so interesting to me. I wish they had shown like what the answers were. How do you handle conflict in a relationship?
Hmm, I wish they had shown the answers too. I have so much to say on this
I was
topic.
going to say I would have had to have written like very small in a paragraph.
Well, I would say that I'm definitely I have an anxious attachment style. And so I don't think anyone is comfortable with conflict, but when I feel like something isn't okay, I definitely want to talk through it and feel good about it. Like I want to work through it and be okay. That's kind of my instinctual, like, I don't want anyone that I love to be upset or be hurt, or if I'm feeling frustrated, I also don't wanna feel that way towards them, and so I'm kind of just like, let's just, like, talk about it and be okay." And unfortunately, I tend to date, uh, avoidant attachment people who just shut down and don't wanna talk at all, and
Yeah.
that is really complicated and hard.
Yeah. I think I'm with you. I am we need to talk about it. Like why are we going to avoid it? Yeah, talk it out. Show up. There's going to be conflict, there's going to be discomfort. Like it's better to be okay than let something fester and become something that it doesn't need to be or like bigger than it actually is. So,
Yeah,
I'm with you. And like
like,
there's outside of just like yes, it's not comfortable. I don't love it, but I think the alternative is like way harder and way more uncomfortable and way worse.
I can't go to sleep angry or sad or frustrated. Like, I will stay up and panic clean the house.
Oh my God. Yeah. I also cannot sleep or handle that kind of stuff when it's going on. Like, we deal with it or I die.
Yep.
Yeah. No, I'm with you. Next question. What's your biggest deal breaker?
Well,
That's not a
maybe
loaded
maybe what
question.
maybe what we just talked about.
Yeah.
Uh
I think actually that
no.
would be it for me is just people unwilling to like deal with their shit.
Yeah, I think you know what, actually being avoidant isn't really the problem. The bigger problem is being avoidant to the extreme that you haven't worked through any of your shit or your trauma or anything that is uncomfortable for you, and that you're just like pushing it down and pushing it down and pushing it down. So if that's you, like please stay the fuck away from me. Because I just I just can't. I just can't anymore.
Yeah, and like, there's a really obvious solution, which is go to therapy and work on your bullshit. And yeah, there's no bigger ick than
And
people who
that's
won't do that. And like I know it's hard, it is, but do it for your own
you're not e
sake.
yeah, you're not even doing it for anyone else, you're doing it for you. You're showing up for you, and when you show up for you, you can show up for other people.
Yeah, life is infinitely better when you can be your own best supporter, advocate, knowing what you need and being able to satisfy those needs and to like sit and be like, "Oh, what part of me is showing up in this moment? Who needs what in terms of like what version of you is showing up in a moment?" Like to be able to show up for yourself in that way is really really empowering.
Yeah, and understand it and be able to speak to it and be able to hold space for it. Go to therapy.
Go to therapy. Yeah, not hard.
Fun.
Okay,
Okay, next one.
last one. How how do you define a successful relationship?
Well, how would I define a successful relationship? I would say I have been in what I thought was a successful relationship, and the thing that was successful about that to me was that person was legitimately my best friend, and it felt like we just showed up for each other and created a very well-balanced relationship. I would say, unfortunately, what was missing was the part we just spoke about. So I would say I want that person to be my best friend, but I also want that person to be able to work through their trauma and baggage before entering a partnership.
Yeah, I think that's really good. I think for me, I've got a version of that too, which is basically just like I want my partner to show up and do the work. Like, no relationship is going to be perfect. There's going to be conflict, discomfort, and like obviously not like fundamental conflict of like extreme differences, but like you can't orbit and coexist with people without you're gonna be in each other's way. Like, or you're going to be an affront to the other person at some point, like, but being able to come together and talk about the thing, and even if you can't immediately get resolution on it, just knowing that the other person is still willing to show up and do the work towards things being better is all you can really hope for.
Yeah, being able to believe in that person's intentions and trust them and meet each other where is needed. Yeah.
Yeah, the like to trust that they're going to show up for you too, not just like from a
Mhm.
selfish protection standpoint, but like they're capable of recognizing that you and your experience are also part of this, and like how to hold the tension of two truths.
Yep.
Yeah. I don't know how they answered that on a small chalkboard, but that's fine.
I know. I didn't mention this before, but my favorite moment was the what part of day do you enjoy having sex? And Kim just slowly turning his board around and it saying anytime. I was like, dude, that's fucking epic.
Vic. Yeah, I love
Uh,
that. That I clocked that too. The Goldens had some of the best answers. I really liked, was it Leslie or Faith who put they would be a savvy hooker as like a role that they would play in the bedroom? I was like, yeah, that's fun.
I think
Uh,
it might have been Leslie.
oh, no, it would have to be Faith because Gary and Leslie went home.
Oh, you're right. You're right. You're right.
Damn, I'm sorry. Old white ladies be looking the same. I don't. It was Faith. Faith put
You're
savvy
right.
hooker. I liked that Kathy didn't have any roles for the bedroom, so it was Minnie Mouse and Donald Duck.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Kathy, Kathy's a lot.
Kathy is a lot. Yeah, I could not be friends with Kathy, but I appreciate Kathy on my television.
Same.
Yeah. Um, anything else stick out to you about that challenge?
Well, okay, so what I wanted to finish talking about was, they said that Jonathan and Leia were the most compatible,
That's
and
right.
I do think that some of these things are important with compatibility, but I also think that I think it's kind of a surface level compatibility test, and I think that sometimes you actually pair really well with people that have the opposite answers than you.
Yeah, because it
Like, for
pushes you a little bit.
example, Yeah, like for example, when Leslie said, or not Leslie, oh my gosh, I just did the same thing. When Faith said that she unwinds by isolating, it's
Yeah,
like if you have two people in the relationship that unwind via isolation, then you might, not get pushed out of your comfort zone very much or do anything besides isolate. Whereas, like, if you're dating someone that's a little bit more extroverted, or, I mean, you could apply this to anything, but I do think that there's a range. And yes, some of them are compatible. Like, it's good to know, if you both enjoy having sex in the morning, like, hell yeah. But I think, like, with the relationship thing, how you handle conflict, I think that any two people can work through things. I think it's really just understanding how each other handles conflict and be able to talk through it. Like if they need space, understand that and allow them space, And if they understand that the other person wants to talk through it before going to bed, like make a priority of making that happen. And so I don't know. I do think that some of these things, it's like just because your answers match perfectly, I don't think that necessarily makes you the most compatible.
totally. I mean, Saul and I are completely opposite in the way, like, I am definitely the isolator, and he is much more like being around people fills his cup. And like, it takes both of us. Like, and it's good that we are both the way that we are because we're able to strike a middle ground. Whereas if we were both extroverts or both, isolating, yeah, no, that would be a disaster.
Yeah, so it was just something I was thinking
No,
about, and being in the dating world, unfortunately, I think that, at least in my limited experience, I think a lot of men think that they want to date the female version of themselves, and I'm like, "Wow, I don't wanna date me." I actually wanna date someone who balances me out in ways that I need to work on. Um, so I don't know.
I love
It
that
was
about
just
you. And also, I feel that same way. Like, thinking about myself, I'm like, nope, mm-mm. I am so annoying, and I need the counterbalance.
Yeah. So, I don't know, that it was just something I wanted to bring up on the pod.
I am so curious. Part of me is kind of hopeful, like friends to lovers, except Jonathan is a douchebag, but like Leia and Jonathan do seem like they would be good together. And I love that they're
Yeah.
getting crafty and doing this to like knowing what they know about each other. Like, this is actually a good way to build a foundation, like how to like get to know one another and build some trust.
Oh my gosh, if they ended up kind of falling for each other, that would be a great TV show.
Yes. Would love to see it.
I think Jonathan, well, he already admitted, I think it was episode 1 where he admitted he's really picky, and I'm interested in knowing what he's looking for. It seems like he's into cat.
I think he's looking for Cat. That does seem to be his actual type, which is weird though, because I don't think it actually would be. I think he wants the thing he can't have, and that makes it so appealing.
Okay.
Personally,
So that makes sense with the Jen thing because I was like, Jen is not like cat, but
no.
okay. I think having wanting what you can't have is right. I think that was a good call.
Yeah, I don't know. He otherwise makes no sense to me. And I mean, I could be wrong. I don't actually know, but that just seems to be kind of the sense that I get from him. So,
All right.
um,
So should we get into the Bailey and Brian of it all?
yeah. Why is Brian so weird? Like, he way overcomplicated this, or production told him this would be a good time to do this.
I mean it's hard to know. I could see it being either way to be honest. He seems like someone who likes to stir the pot just for the sake of drama, but I can also see him totally working with production on the best way to make it happen.
I think he is somebody that could have been really easily manipulated to thinking that this was the best call.
Yeah.
Because like, he could not have been any weirder about this. Like, of course Bailey was like freaked out by him asking to do the secret rendezvous.
Oh yeah, 1000%.
I wouldn't want to sit alone with that man.
Yeah. No.
Especially knowing that like Andrew had called Brian out for the way that he was treating Parisa. Like, I don't know. I guess I don't know if that's happened yet at this point in the season or not, but it seems like it probably has.
I don't know. I feel like that Andrew made it sound like that came out more when everyone was criticizing Brian for being the one that told Bailey.
Oh, interesting. Well,
but
but
I'm
still,
not.
so that, I mean, even still, so that behavior up to this point was obvious. So, like, of course, Bailey was not going to go meet him in the middle of the night somewhere. Ew, Brian, what is wrong with you?
Why do you think that Bailey wouldn't just tell Parisa? Because Parisa was like, "Who wants the rendezvous?"
I could not with this whole segment. Like, everybody, everywhere did everything wrong.
Yeah, like why wouldn't Bailey just? I mean, sorry. Yeah, why wouldn't Bailey just say, "Yeah, it was Brian"?
I don't know. She had to make that dramatic. And then Kat and Dale and Spencer and Andrew and Alex all being like, well, we knew, but we didn't think it was our place to say anything. How dare Brian insert himself here? And it's like, are you fucking for real right now? Like, this is the narrative we're going with. That's wild. What is wrong with all of you? I like nothing anybody did made any sense to me because I would have done things so differently. We've talked about it. We would have told each other or told whoever. Like, that's not a secret you keep.
So I think because everyone kind of knew, the news wasn't shocking to them, but Brian being the one that told her was shocking. And so instead of being like, yeah, Jeremy's a fucking asshole, everyone's like, oh my God, Brian, if he's going to do that to Jeremy, he could do that to any of us. And it became all about, like, oh, well, if you're going to fuck over Jeremy, like, why should I trust you? Instead of about actually what was going on, which is the fact that Jeremy did a shitty thing to Bailey. And I will say that, and I'm sorry I keep referencing the Andrew Spencer thing, but I do think it's relevant, is that Andrew said that, like, watching it back, like, they didn't realize the Jeremy thing with the Susie thing was as intense as it was. He's like, yeah, I knew it happened, but I didn't, like, watching it is entirely different.
I guess that's true because, like, calling Susie to see if she would just like come back is vastly different than like what actually transpired with like Jeremy's tantrum. The way that he spoke to Brian. I mean, I do see where they're coming from, and that's so weird.
Right. It's not an excuse, but it is kind of like
they didn't see what we saw. So to them, it doesn't feel the same way. Like, I do get that.
And Alex's excuse is that she was friends with Jeremy before the show, and she just became friends with Bailey on the show. And supposedly she told Jeremy that he needed to tell Bailey. But I also just feel like, here's the thing, like, woman to woman, you should just do it. I am friends with uh I have I'm friends with couples, and even if I'm more friends with the guy than the girl, I have pulled my girlfriend aside and been like, you need to check his behavior.
Yeah. I just don't understand why. Yeah. Like, Alex, come on. Come on. I'm really disappointed and shocked that like that's the stance she took.
Same.
Like, I honestly cannot believe it just because it does seem like, man, that's rough. It's rough.
And
I can't unsee it or unfeel the feelings I have about it.
I agree. And Brian is totally right to be like, if I didn't tell her, she was going to find out on TV.
And that would feel like already I feel so mortified for Bailey that so many people knew and she didn't.
Yeah.
That is like just salt in the wound at this point. And I don't know. She doesn't seem happy with everybody.
I loved Wells' narration.
Wells was so good at that. Like, he also was not understanding what the fuck.
He's like, so wait, Jeremy did a really shitty thing, and nobody told Bailey about it. So Brian tells Bailey, and now everyone's mad at Brian and not at Jeremy.
And listen, I doubt that I think Brian did see the opportunity, but Brian should have never had the opportunity. This should have happened so much, like so long ago that like it is wild that it had to be Brian. And because it is Brian, of course, this is how it all went down. But like Brian wasn't wrong.
I agree.
Ugh.
That's the worst part about it.
It is
that
the worst
Brian
part of it.
wasn't wrong.
God damn.
Okay.
Yeah.
But can we talk about, okay, the thing that is actually, oh, Bailey. So Bailey goes into the room to confront Jeremy, and she's crying, and Jeremy is like sleeping, and he sits up to comfort her. And I truly just feel like he did a half-assed job of comforting her. Um, and then she's like, I want to go home. And she leaves. And he seemingly just goes back to bed.
Yeah. Well, at some point he said that. I mean, he so many times, like not so many times, but he at one point did announce like he'd gotten up finally. And then he was like, I don't know, I'm just going to go back to bed. Are you for real right now? Like, that's the kind of flippant behavior that I'm talking about. That's so depressing. It's like, Bailey, you deserve so much better.
Bailey, if he should be coming after you.
Yes. Yes. The fact
Because
that he's just like, nope, good night. Ugh.
I guess that there was like a small space in my brain where I'm like, if he responds the right way to this and he is truly remorseful and maybe his feelings have grown for Bailey in like the last week or something, like if he's truly there for her and he legitimately wants to show up for her, then he would not just lay back down in bed.
Can we also, I don't know, sometimes I don't pay like 100% attention while I'm watching the show because I'm busy. But I did notice today that it said that it was day 13 in Paradise. Did I see that right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. It's so wild to me that Jeremy's like, that happened on like day 8. And it's like 8, 9. So less than a week ago, my guy, can you just like stop and think for a second about what it is you're saying? Like his defense of himself is like so piss poor. And he's like monotone. I feel so bad about what I did to Bailey. It's really too bad that I didn't tell her. I probably should have told her. Okay.
The bird dance thing where he was talking to Brian about it was even later than day 8.
Yes. And that was so gross. And like I said, the way that he made that comment about like proposing to Susie, it was a joke, but like it felt like such a slight to Bailey.
Oh, for sure.
And like I hated it. That part wasn't a joke. So yeah, I'm kind of stunned and really disgusted in a way like that was so unexpected.
So somehow Bailey doesn't leave and is there the next morning. And I don't know, Jess. I kind of zoned out because I was so irritated with what played out next. But then they like go for a walk on the beach and Bailey hugging him and saying like, I just needed to tell you. Like she owed it to him.
Yeah, I don't love the dynamic of their relationship because when she was also talking to Brian about like not wanting to do the rendezvous, it was being more concerned with Jeremy's response than it was like anything else. It was managing Jeremy.
Yeah. And is that because of the way he got upset about her going on a date with Andrew, which was totally fine?
Because he literally went on a date with Susie the day before.
Yeah, Jess, I don't know. I really don't like the dynamic of their relationship either. I was like, girl, like you should not be accommodating him right now. Like he should be accommodating you left and right. Like he should be following you around and
He needs to be groveling at your feet.
himself. Like,
yes.
Why?
Yeah, it's not good. I really hate it. Don't love it at all. It's bad.
I don't understand why Brian didn't just own that he told her.
I know that's the next part of the weirdness of it all. And then she also didn't want to say that Brian was the one who told her. And I'm just like, oh my God.
Well, they kind of like agreed. They made like a pact that they weren't going to tell anybody.
But then like everybody has eyeballs and they saw you talking and suddenly you, Bailey, have new information. And yeah, the
Yeah.
girls getting defensive about like them catching heat for it. And it's like, well, you should. You should have been the one to tell her. Like, why weren't you? When you're worried about being outed as the people who told her, damn, you're saying the quiet part out loud. Ugh. Oh, I don't get it. These are such stupid people. I don't
I
know.
don't get it either.
That was really wild and made me mad. Didn't love it. It's gonna be messy.
Well, you heard it here first. I wouldn't be surprised if Bailey and Jeremy are still together.
Oh, yeah. The way she's talking about him.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And it-
Insert major side eye here.
Yeah, like, Bailey, you have watched what we've watched, right? Because, like, not knowing all that information in the time is like, yeah, okay. But you now know what we know.
And you've seen you not only like lived through his response, but then you had to watch it back.
Yeah, I would be so embarrassed to be Bailey. Like, I would not want to claim Jeremy as my partner after all of that. He is embarrassing. He's a loser.
Yeah. Major ick.
Ew. Oh boy.
All right. Anything else on Paradise?
I feel like there was. I should have written it down, but I didn't. So no. We'll keep going. It's just gonna get more intense. There was sprinting on the beach in the preview, so
Oh yeah.
here we
It
go.
looks like a challenge where one person is like
In a trunk.
giving directions to the other person that doesn't know what to do. A communication challenge.
I like it.
Me too.
I'm looking forward to it. So, okay. Should we move on to Big Brother? Okay. I
Oh,
love it.
My God.
also, speaking of stupid people, damn, it's week 5 and we just started playing the game.
The game started, guys. Finally.
Finally. Yeah. Taryn Armstrong, who does the live feed updates, has stated that he thinks that this is the worst strategic cast to ever play. And that is saying something.
Well, I know we're going to jump all around, but at the most recent HOH competition, which was a knockout style competition, and people were just like, I don't know, who wants to play?
Right. They didn't.
What are we doing?
Yeah, that's not the point of a knockout competition at all. It was so. I hate Riley and I hate Zach. And I can't believe that they're just like, well, this is the way that I don't get blood on my hands. I don't actually need to play the game.
Is this entire cast, aside from Rachel and apparently Ava, just a bunch of weenies?
I guess so. Like, seriously, that was so wild to me. So wild. And like the bad decisions that were made, Zach picking 2 of his allies, or not picking 2, but like at least one of his allies. Like, don't pick your allies. You pick people you don't work with so that there's less of them, so that they have less of a chance of getting it. You don't pick your allies so that they lose and then you guys don't have a chance of being in power. Damn.
I don't think they understand.
No, not at all. Which is how they completely forgot that Ava was even there and she won.
By default. She didn't even submit an answer. She just won because Will, was it Will?
Mm-hmm.
He answered before the round was up and he was wrong.
I think he threw it to her.
Oh, okay.
But still, like she just never got picked and then went last.
Yeah, because no one's worried about Ava. Ava is so well positioned in the game. And I fucking love that she, got this HOH by default. And now she is the one making moves.
She
Yes.
also understands how this works. With the blockbuster, you have to nominate a third person. You don't nominate a pawn. You don't nominate your allies. You put 3 people on the block that are not working with you so that one of them will go home.
Wow.
What a concept.
Novel.
Huh.
Shocker.
But it took us till week 5 to learn that we don't put up pawns and we don't put up our allies. And it feels like that should be really obvious, but it's not.
Okay, I have something to admit to you.
Admit it.
I watched the live feeds for the first time.
What'd you think?
It's an entirely different show.
It's so different.
It's so different.
Yeah, it's addicting. Yeah,
Wow.
it's a good time. Did you see anything good?
Yeah, I saw Zach and Morgan talking a lot of game. I saw Rachel and Keanu kind of buddying up, and which we've seen like glimpses of the
Mm-hmm.
Rachel and Keanu thing. But personally, I want them to start working together like hardcore. Like I want them to fucking make an alliance. I want them to buddy up. I want them to like if they both need more support in the house. So just please start working with each other. If Rachel could like help him play his game better, I don't know. I'm at the point where I want Keanu to stick around just because he's causing chaos and he's making the game interesting.
I do too. I'm so sad now that there's a very real possibility Keanu goes home this week, and I think Keanu needs to stay in this house and continue to annoy the shit out of these people. They need it. They deserve it. This is the house that they deserve. They deserve Keanu, who just has nothing but bad reads and tells them some good information and some bad information.
Yeah, like he's a loose cannon. You never really know what you're going to get. That being said, if he's willing to work with Rachel, like Rachel needs numbers, and I just wish that they would figure that out a little quicker. And they don't have to be best friends and agree on everything, but I think that they just kind of need each other.
They do. I think Rachel is so much more strategic, and Keanu is clearly very good at comps. They would make a really good team.
Yeah, I have enjoyed watching Vinny think he's like masterminding the game, and then this week watching him cry to all of Ava's allies. That has been extremely entertaining.
Oh my God, I know. I love it. I love it. What's not entertaining is the edit that Riley is getting. This man does not understand consent. He seems to be all about coercion, and Kat is very uncomfortable, but also probably a little desperate and lonely in this house. So yeah, it's getting portrayed as a showmance, and like I guess they have now made out a couple times. So it is evolving, but Catherine is not going to be with Riley.
I want Catherine to go home.
I do too. I do not like Catherine's game. Also, she's got
what game?
Yeah, she's just, and I do think that is going to bite her in the ass if she doesn't start playing, because people are talking about her as only an extension of Riley. So,
Woof.
yeah, girl, you don't even know how bad that is.
Okay, can we talk about why wasn't Ava's nomination speech featured on the episode?
I know. You guys, Ava roasted the three of them, and it was so good. And it was honestly so cheeky and so funny. It was perfection.
Yeah, Rachel said it was epic television.
Yeah.
So
And
why would that not make the episode?
I don't know. There's speculation, and I don't know how true this is. So nobody we'll have to see how this plays out. But we'll have to see what is on Big Brother Unlocked on Friday, which is a new extension of Big Brother this year with Taylor Hale and Derek Levasseur.
Have you been watching it?
No.
Have
I'm just like, it's such a good problem to have too much TV, but I do have too much TV. The show, the fear is that they're cutting stuff from the feeds and from the show to try and rope people into watching Big Brother Unlocked, which is unfortunate because Ava giving her speech in the context of the show can provide like so much more of a fun storyline.
Yeah.
Like so much more fun.
It makes Ava an entirely different character on the show.
Yes, because right now she's viewed as like this floater, passive, kind of just like doing whatever. But in fact, she is so funny and she is so ruthless. Dude, she put up three of the most she put up the three athletic dudes.
Yeah, she did.
Well, Vince isn't athletic, but he's definitely like doing the mental gymnastics on the back end, trying to manipulate things. And
like three of the strongest men in the house.
Yeah.
In various ways.
Absolutely, yeah. Not just physical strength, but yeah, that's badass.
It is.
And she should have all three of them shaking in their boots. Keanu doesn't know better. But the other two fucking realize that they're in some trouble.
Which, finally.
Yes.
Finally.
How incredible will it be if Vinny or Zach goes home on Thursday?
It would be magical.
It would be. I think for that reason, it's probably going to be Keanu. I really, really hope not.
Okay, out of Zach and Vinny, who would you want to go home?
Man. I don't know. I kind of knee-jerk reaction, Vinny. And I'm surprised that I'm saying that, but Zach and Rachel have had some really good conversations, and kind of in the same vein as like Keanu and Rachel working together, the idea of Zach and Rachel working together and like really kind of flipping everything on its head makes me happy because Morgan will hate that. I don't know what Lauren will think about it. Mickey will lose her shit. I don't know. I just think it caused maximum disruption. What about you?
Well, I didn't know that Zach and Rachel were having those conversations, so thank you for educating me.
Oh, sorry. I thought you said you saw them have. Oh, you said Zach and Morgan.
Yeah,
Okay.
that's okay.
Yeah.
You're not spoiling anything. It's good for me to know that. Without that information, I immediately wanted to say I just like watching Vinny more than Zach.
It's
I
true.
think
Vinny can play.
I just think he's more of like a social gamer, and those people are the people that I like to watch more. And he's dug himself in a lot of holes, and so if he stayed, he'd have a lot of like, he'd have a lot more digging to do. So
That's
that
actually
was
a
just-
very good point. It is a hard decision, and I think you've nailed exactly why it would be fun to have Vinny stay.
And I also just got the mega ick from Zach's reaction in the diary room.
Oh, him like yelling shirtless over this situation. Like, boy, put
Yeah.
your shirt on and sit down and shut up. Like, we're done with you.
It was so over the top, like alpha male, like a guy that can't control his ego. I don't know. And don't get me wrong, I think Vinny's response to it is also an ick, but out of the two icks, Zach's ick is stronger for me.
Yeah, I'll take the sniffling little
Yeah.
whatever Vinny is pulling over
I'll
that.
take the manipulative mustache over the muscles.
What did Ava call him?
The lip.
The lip. Vinny
Vinny the
lip.
lip.
Totally. Goddamn. Thank you, Ava. Thank you. Yeah, that's a really good point. You might have won me over. I might want Vinny to stay. But if Vinny stays, I think, dude, I don't know. Should we talk? Should we go over who our top 5 Big Brother players are?
Yes, let's do it.
Okay. How do you want to do it? Do you want to tell me yours? Then I'll tell you mine. Do we want to go one for one?
Let's just go one for one.
Okay. My first person, Ava.
That's my first person too.
Totally. Dude, Ava's sitting pretty.
Yeah, she is.
Even despite this move, she's sitting pretty.
I loved the little, even though it lasted too long, I loved the little excerpt of her pretending that she's off at war. That was delightful.
She's so funny. She's good in this house, yeah. Okay, who's your person? Your second.
Okay, and I want to reiterate that this isn't necessarily people that I like. It's just the people I think that are going to be in the top 5.
I'm going to struggle with this too.
Morgan.
Really? Okay. My second person is Will.
My third person is Will.
Okay. My third person, and I hate it. I hate it. I hate it. I hate it. I hate it.
Riley.
It's Riley.
I didn't put Riley on here.
Ew. And the only reason that I have to
Is because of what Jimmy said.
Jimmy comes out of this house and is so shocked to find that people don't like Riley. And that scares me because that means that Riley is so well positioned in the house, and he really does seem to be.
Yeah,
like nobody is even saying his name in terms of like he's good.
Well, even the way that he somehow manipulated Mickey during her HOH and ending up in an alliance with her and not getting Catherine on the block and getting Jimmy sent home. That
Yeah.
all of that in and of itself tells you how well Riley is positioned in the game.
Yeah. So well positioned. Ew. Okay.
Okay, my fourth one. Okay, and this one is just me. Okay.
Sometimes we just need wishful thinking. I don't know.
Okay, I'm just gonna say my last two. My last two are Keanu and Rachel.
I love it.
Because I really want them in the top 5.
I totally get that. I was really, really conflicted. And I love that you went for it. I feel like that's the right call.
And you know what? In last season's game, I wouldn't have just put people I like, but I feel like this game is so messy and there's
Honestly, who knows? You can pick from your heart, and that's as good a guess as any.
because there's not a lot of strategy or alliances or gameplay.
I know. No, there's none of it. They're really just shooting from the hip. There's no strategy. None. I know. I don't love who I have chosen as my last two, but it is what it is. I've got Catherine and Zach. And I feel terrible that I do not have Rachel in the top 5.
Well, you're probably right, though. It's a matter of time. I'm so surprised she hasn't been put on the block yet.
Yeah. I just think that I don't know. And Keanu, my heart though does want to see Keanu and Rachel go far. I really do. Rachel with anybody. Rachel and Vinny going far would be hilarious. Just the two mortal enemies in the house.
Man, if they could somehow figure that out at this point in the game, I really think they could go all the way.
I think they could too. Maybe I really, 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 really just need to put all my energy into Vinny staying. Because that could be super fun.
I just think he's an interesting player. And you know what? There isn't a lot of this season. Interesting players.
No, these people are wild. Jimmy's been pretty funny on Blue Sky, I will say. So I'm glad he's out of the house, and now I get to watch with Jimmy in a sense because he's also watching. So that's kind of fun.
That is fun.
Yeah, but otherwise, like, man, this is kind of a boring cast in a, like, I don't know, Riley, Catherine, Lauren. Where's even Lauren? I don't even know what she looks like. I could not pick her out of a lineup.
Well, thank God for Ava and her HOH, because up until this week, Jess and I were like, are we still going to talk about this on the podcast? Like, what is there even to talk about?
Yeah, nothing, because every day it changes. Every week it's just, yeah. Well, but now we've got something. I'm actually so excited for tomorrow's episode.
Oh, I'm stressed about it.
Yeah, you can't do that to yourself. You got to just let it go.
Okay.
Just, the worst thing is going to happen. So,
That's probably true.
Yeah.
That's what's happened.
And then if it isn't, that's amazing. But
all right.
Well, anything else you want to touch on with Big Brother before we talk about the wild, unhinged world of the Valley?
No, let's jump over to the Valley.
Dude, I just want to say I don't particularly feel like there's anything that I need to talk about specifically in the reunion other than it is so hard to watch.
Oh, I've really enjoyed the reunion. Aside from the Jax bits, anytime Jax opens his mouth is when I'm like, oof, I can't believe this man is still on television. I'm so glad he's being taken off the show, which is something that we need to talk about.
Yeah, Jax is not coming back.
Thank God. Oh, huge sense of relief with that.
Yeah. Somebody, struggling with addiction, abusive, just, yeah.
He should not have a platform.
No. He should not feel supported by anybody right now. He needs to get help.
He should not be making money off of being who he is in his marriage.
Yeah, done with Jax. What have you enjoyed about the Valley reunion that's not Jax, obviously.
I mean, the one thing that I told you that I've enjoyed was watching. Did you watch the part where Jesse was like, "Yeah, I've been watching the show back, and like Janet and I have a really good relationship, but as I've been watching the show, I totally see what everyone's talking about.
Yes,
She sticks her hand in everything.
she speaks up when she doesn't need to speak up. She really
Yeah,
is just
she
creating.
inserts herself.
Yep. Yeah, he was so nice about it too. He just casually said it the way Jesse casually says all of his hurtful things. But yeah, that like landed.
I just felt like it was so refreshing to not have it come from fucking Zach or Kristen.
Yeah, some validation that Janet genuinely, I know we say this a lot, but like she is gaslighting them. She's pretending like everything's fine, that she's not doing any of the things that that she is actually doing, and in return is really throwing stuff back at Zach and Kristen and making them look like they are unhinged, just completely psychopathic people, and they're not.
Yes.
And it's really,
And
yeah, it's good that other people are speaking out. It's really still disappointing that Brittany can't, but she's not there yet. She's also got a lot going on.
yeah, that is disappointing, but also not surprising. I'm trying to think of other parts that I've appreciated. I mean, I will say that as far as Bravo reunions go, there has just been a lot of action. And sometimes the reunions can be really lackluster. And I just feel like the pacing, the responses, the interactions,
Mm-hmm.
the reunion has a lot of energy, it has a lot of drama. Unfortunately, the Nia and Danny thing has I I guess this is something that I want to talk about. I don't know what the show looks like next season. Like if there is a season 3, the Danny and Nia and Janet and Jason thing seems really divided. Like I don't see them being friends at all anymore.
Yeah, you can't when they're leveling those kind of accusations. Yeah, it's definitely messy with a capital M.
And I mean, you didn't I watched part of the 3rd installment this that came out today, but
Oh damn! If I thought it came out tomorrow. If I'd known that, I would have watched that too.
no, it's okay. I didn't finish it. But there is a part where Jason asks Danny, like, would you say you have an alcohol problem? And Danny deflects it. And
Oh,
I think that is problematic. And they go into like what's the difference between an alcoholic and having a problem with alcohol, which I do think that there is a difference. Just like you can be a narcissist, but you can also not be a narcissist and have narcissistic
yeah,
behaviors.
absolutely.
So, I think there's a range with these things. And I think a lot of people have a problem with alcohol that aren't alcoholics. Um,
It's kind of when you really think about alcohol, it's wild that that's something legal because of how much it can really just fuck up lives and how much it does and the decisions people will make while inebriated. Like, yeah, it can be very problematic.
Yeah, and Jason goes on to say, he's like, I think everyone in this room has a problem with alcohol. And he's like, including myself. He's like, every time I drink, it's like kind of an internal battle of like, how far am I going to go? And like, how many drinks am I going to
Well,
have?
especially being on reality TV, I'm sure it is like it's a way to dull to some of these really extreme situations. Like it's a little bit easy to be inebriated while dealing with all of this. Like than like stone cold sober. You know?
Yeah.
I get it.
So I don't know. I guess I just don't know where the show goes from here. I have heard rumblings that Danny and Nia aren't coming back, but I don't know if that's true. I have also heard rumblings that Sheena and Brock are now officially on the cast, which
Oh, I don't
I don't really know how I feel about that, but I do think that Sheena would be a new person in Janet's corner
because Sheena's
because,
always going to choose the wrong person.
yes.
Mm-hmm.
And, Kristen and Luke are obviously going to align with Danny and Mia.
Mm-hmm.
And so, like, unless the only person they're going to anchor to is Brittany, Janet and Jason don't really have a connection to the group.
No, they don't. They have alienated themselves.
Yeah, and so I guess that is another argument for Sheena and Brock to come on the show because at least it somehow loops in Janet and Jason. And as much as we don't like them, they are a huge asset to the show as far as drama
Oh my
and
gosh.
conflict
Well,
and
yeah,
issues.
that should lead us into Sheena's disclosure in her new book that Brock had an affair, and it all kind of happened around the same time as Scandival.
Yep.
That puts their behavior through that whole situation in a completely different light because they railed so hard on Ariana to be more honest, to live her life on the camera, to stop avoiding the conflict, to forgive Tom. And all the while they're sitting on this.
Yeah, it feels like Sheena was kind of like projecting. Like, I think Sheena, I don't know what the aftermath of that affair looked like, but she, had a new baby with this man. She was coming to terms with, like, I either need to forgive him and move past this, or I need to leave him and be a single mom. Like, I don't know what was going through her head, but obviously she decided to stay by him. And so I almost feel like there was maybe a lack of sympathy on Sheena's part because she's like, like I had to get over this. I had to just stay with this man. I had to forgive him.
Absolutely.
I had to keep living with him. Like I'm now raising a child with him. And so it feels like now in hindsight that maybe she was projecting all of that onto Ariana and expecting Ariana to do the same thing.
Yeah, and felt threatened by the fact that like Ariana's decision was very likely or not. I mean, it's unclear to me if that really was the thing that ended the show or if the show was just kind of naturally concluding anyway. But the other aspect of it, and I think it was you that had pointed this out, Sheena kept having these moments where she's like, what if Brock could do that to me?
And
And
how
like,
she was talking about, like, what if something's going on between Brock and Lala? And
yeah, really sort of panicking and almost making Tom's affair about her. And
oh, a
suddenly,
thousand
with this
percent.
information, that makes so much more sense because Brock did have an affair. And then Tom having an affair, whatever order that all happened in with the timeline, it does seem like that freak out was actually like her way of being able to freak out sort of publicly without admitting that Brock had done this. Yeah, I'm kind of floored by that. That makes me not like Sheena, but I have never really liked Sheena. And I agree with you. It will make her like she and Brock as an addition to the Valley will up the drama.
I have also heard that they have talked to Tom Sandoval about being on season 3. And again, everyone, this is hearsay. Like, I don't know what is actually true and what's going to
Allegedly.
happen. Yes, allegedly, they have talked to Tom Sandoval about him and his girlfriend joining the Valley cast. What are your thoughts on that?
I hate that. I don't ever want to see that man on my TV again. I despise him. And like, it's not, we don't need like a hierarchy of shitty men, but really, of all the men, I honestly find Tom Sandoval to be like the worst.
Worse than Jax?
Um, well, in recent light of like everything else, no, but at the same time, I really find Tom Sandoval to be just smart enough and manipulative enough to be a real fucking asshole. And I think I shouldn't diagnose people, but he seems clinical. Like there definitely seems to be like something legitimately wrong with Tom Sandoval. In like a way that I deeply do not trust.
Oh, yeah. That's
And I
fair.
feel like Jax is at least what you see is what you get. I mean, that man is sweating like a pig, clearly addicted to drugs. He's never kept his temper quiet. Like Jax, and not to justify anything that he did, he sucks. But like, I feel like Tom Sandoval, like that kind of,
Like, he's more dangerous because he's smarter.
yes, and is not willing to, is not, like, he's not upfront about it. It's much more secretive and I think therefore dangerous.
I think that's a good read.
I really don't like the way that I don't like his relationship with Mikkel. What he did to Ariana was garbage. Just like, I don't know. He's no good. I don't want him on TV. What do you think?
I don't know how I feel about it. I feel like I think that I would say that I'm Switzerland on it.
Yeah, I can see that.
Just because I think that Tom Sandoval kind of had this like redemption arc on Traitors. And I think since then he's done a lot of work to kind of like fix his image. And so I guess part of me would be interested to see like that version of him on the Valley when the Valley would kind of set him up to not have a good image.
Yeah.
Does that make sense? Like
Yeah.
the Valley's not the show you go on to like be a better person.
No, that's a very good point. That is a show that seems to only bring out the absolute worst in everybody.
Yeah, and so honestly, like if he's really trying to, be a better person and have this new image and whatnot, this wouldn't be the right career move for him at all. But if
Mm-mm.
he wants to stay relevant and he wants to stay on TV, then it's better than what he has now.
Which is America's Got Talent, I think.
Well, I think did he I know he performed on America's Got Talent, but
Yeah, I don't actually know how far he went on that. Yeah, I actually completely forgot that he was on the Traders. That still changes nothing for
how
me.
could you forget that doll
Oh
challenge?
my god, the doll
Oh
challenge.
my
No, I didn't. It all has come back to me. I know. Yeah, I guess I'm just always so skeptical of any like PR company working hard to change the image of somebody. But I think you're right though. Like this isn't the move if he is still a garbage person because it's not going to help that trajectory that he's on at the moment. It will derail it very quickly if he's
yeah.
not done the work.
Yeah, and so to me, like if he goes on the Valley, I think that kind of truly tells us where he's at. And if he doesn't go on the Valley, then and it was offered to him, then I would say that he's maybe prioritizing healthier things.
Yeah, reality TV is not a healthy choice, I think, for anybody, whether it be something long form, kind of like Vanderpump Rules or The Valley, Big Brother, Love Island, The Bachelor. It all just seems not great
That's
for.
not where you go to make good life decisions.
No, it's not going to help your mental health. It's not. Yeah,
It's usually not going to help your image.
no. Yeah. So that's so interesting. I guess we'll just have to see. Do we typically know when Bravo renews shows? Or is it like, is there a timeline for this? Or,
I don't know when the Valley films. I want to say maybe
well, this
fall.
year, that's right. This year it almost got, I think it got like Vanderpump's slot, didn't it? It started, or did it
Oh, did
start?
it start earlier in the
I
summer?
think it started early spring. I don't know.
Well, we'll see what happens. I don't know
Yeah.
when the Valley films. I haven't seen that they have been officially renewed for season 3. I have heard a lot of like whisperings as far as the cast is concerned. And, them announcing that Jax isn't coming back, I feel like does kind of allude to the fact that the show will continue.
That's a really good point. Like if that is what's going on, then like if they cut Jax, then there was a show to cut Jax from.
Yeah.
Hmm.
So
We'll
I don't
just
know. We'll see.
yeah. I will say that like I watched the part 1 of the reunion and I was kind of cringing my way through it, and then I was kind of bummed that part 2 wasn't immediately available. So like as much as I've not enjoyed it, I have. It's so hard to watch these people make genuinely really bad life decisions.
Oh, for sure. When I say that I like it, I'm saying that I like it in the umbrella of Bravo reunions, which I've watched some really bad reunions, and this one is at least engaging and entertaining as far as there's a lot to talk about.
Yeah, this was
But,
the time the show needed to get that reunion for sure.
side note, I saw a clip on Instagram of Andy Cohen taking a break on the Love Island reunion, and he said that the Love Island reunion, like everyone showed up. He says it's been a wild reunion. Like it's going he was saying this during his dinner break, and he said that Ariana's doing great and he loves like doing this with her. So I don't know. I'm looking forward to that.
Yes. I'm always so bummed. So it's apparently going to air on August 25th, which I'm in class that night, so I can't watch it, but that's soon. So
Embarrassing.
that'll be very fun. I'm excited to talk about that. That will be a dramatic reunion. So, anything else coming up that you're excited about?
Oh, what am I excited? Oh, something I'm watching right now. If anyone's a fan of Project Runway season 21 is now on Hulu, and Heidi Klum is back as the hostess of the show, and Christian Siriano is still playing the Tim Gunn role. And I don't know. I think it might be done by the same production company as Bachelor in Paradise because it has very similar editing
Oh,
styles
interesting.
as Bachelor in Paradise. Um, I'm still a little bit out on the cast, but I love Project Runway. I'm gonna watch it. So yeah, I'm excited about that.
Good. I love that.
You?
I outside of the shows we're watching for the podcast, I'm not watching a ton of shows. I've been reading books about things nobody wants to hear about. It's so boring, but I've been really enjoying the shows we have been watching, and I'm really grateful to have an abundance of television right now.
Same.
And subsequent podcasts as a result of all the TV. Plus, getting to talk to you.
Same.
Yes. That's all I've got.
All right. Well, we're sorry this episode's a little late, but we hope we made up for it in length and love.
Yeah, we did. We're well over an hour, so go team.
All right. We love you guys. Rate, review, follow, all the things.
Yes,
I don't know,
thank you
tell
for
your
listening.
friends. Okay, love you. Bye.
Bye.
Drama Bonded is produced and hosted by Mandy Booth and Jessica Brumbaugh. Graphic designer is Pigeon House. Thank you.